What is a computer skill everyone should know/learn? How to Google the solutions to your basic computer problems. I'm the youngest person in my office by about 10 years, and everyone comes to me for advice. But all the expertise I have is knowing how to Google the solution, because I don't know shit about computers. Recognizing phishing attempts. Hell, recognizing any sort of incoming scam. I was pretty proud, and surprised, a few months ago. I got an email from a pretty legit looking address, but something about it felt fishy, so I forwarded it to our phishing department. Everything looked good, but the person it was from had literally never asked me to click on a link before, so it got my spidey senses going. The filter always catches that stuff, so I was really surprised that something like that got through, so I fully expected them to tell me it was legit. They replied back almost instantly that it was a test. They'd sent that email to around half of our 50,000 employees, spoofing the from to be a person in your reporting structure, and the email address was our company name with a hyphen and a word related to our field, and I was one of only 50 or so that actually forwarded it properly. Over 2,000 people clicked on the link, and another few hundred put their email and password in when prompted. Needless to say, we've had a lot of training on picking out phishing attempts since. Though it likely won't do any good. Those types of campaigns actually do help, if I recall correctly what I heard from a cyber guy I know. That's great to know they actually work. If you let me know your username and password, I will give AskReddit Gold onto your account for this comment. Yeah, my password is 7. Thank you. Of course. Oh man, this bit could gone one step further with just you saying thank you and then of course. Took me a second, but that would have been hilarious. How to clean a laptop. If your 3-year-old laptop is reaching 94°C while watching Netflix, it is time to invest like 45 minutes to just clean out the dust. That gave me a much more significant performance increase than that time I downloaded extra RAM. I want to learn how to clean my laptop on the inside, but I'm too scared to break something. There is too much dust in here to take it every time to the technician to clean it. What are your favorite tips on cleaning, however? Try looking for a YouTube video on how to disassemble your specific laptop. You might need 1 or 2 screwdrivers and small bowls to keep the screws. Try cleaning with soft brushes and a lot of care, never force anything. The most dust is always in the fan and everything that the air circulates through. Be especially careful with the thermal paste on the CPU, you might need to gently heat it up before. Try looking for cleaning advice for your specific laptop. And for the screws, don't tighten them too hard, especially when they are just screwed into the plastic. To add to this comment, compressed, dry air is the best option for cleaning. Not all people have an air compressor, but we don't know who's looking tongue. I was surprised to learn that there were people who didn't know Control-F, or CMDF for Mac users, was a thing. Extremely useful for finding a particular word phrase in a large wall of text. I once had a coworker who didn't know this and was surprised on how I could complete certain Excel lists so quickly or find information in them. She always zoomed them up to 300% and then read each column one by one. Rule 1 of Excel. If you're doing it manually, you're doing it wrongly. Except when you're given a PDF of a scanned image and you need to turn it back into a functioning spreadsheet. You must have cruel and powerful enemies. Nope, just dumbass clients. What is the difference? Intent, probably. Why are they working intense? I work from an office. Windows key plus Shift plus S to create a new snip. Very handy to share just a bit of your screen and quicker than screenshots. This is useful. I'm always snipping stuff. Me too. I work at a circumcision office. I hope you don't do discounts, they're usually a ripoff. Some years ago, I was watching my mother input values into a web form. For each field, she went and moved her mouse over the new field she wanted to add info to and then click on it. After a few times of observing this behavior, I asked her if she knew that tabbing would move to the next field. She didn't. So tabbing. And Shift plus Tab to go back to the last field. It's so weird. I know many of the shortcuts discussed in this thread, but if someone asked me, for example, how to go back one field, I'd be stumped. My fingers just do it automatically. My fingers automatically furiously hit tab until I cycle back where I want to be. The wow targeting method. How to advance search and reverse image search on Google. Tell me more. Advanced search example, put quotes around your phrase. It gives you results of the exact phrase rather than 100,000 irrelevant related searches. How to use incognito browser. Not only for porn, but to log into an account on a computer that isn't yours so the information isn't saved. Adding to that, if the computer is yours and you're inviting guests who need your computer often, you can set up a guest account for them. I personally use it for preserving my desktop. I personally use it to preserve my dignity. Control+Shift+V paste stuff without formatting. Before I discovered this, I pasted stuff into Notepad for 15 years, before pasting it somewhere else. How to clean their computers, software and hardware. It's amazing how much some of the machines out there are struggling due to dust and unused software. I just dusted my PC for the first time in over a year. Now it doesn't sound like a jet when I play Skyrim. To actually read what the computer is saying to you instead of clicking on OK or cancel right away without thinking. #X200B, it's an advice that my stepfather gave me when I was young and it helped me a lot over the years. Saw my ex click yes on an "Are you sure you don't want to save?" assignment that she spent the past 3 hours doing. And no, autosave was not turned on. How to not only clear your history, but your cache. This is a requirement before my department attempt to resolve an issue. I had a batch script written to clear cache and Java cache that I would send to people to run before going to support for help on a particular web app that we used. I never had an issue, but some of the users would have won multiple times a week. I wrote the batch script, because I was tired of doing it on their pieces. Edit, here is the script. If everything is installed standard, it should run fine. Copy that into a text editor and save as a bat. Then just double click to run. Havas clear cakes no splash run 32.exe and at cpl.cpl, clear my tracks by process 8 run 32.exe and at cpl.cpl, clear my tracks by process 2. I see this in mainly older generations, but I see it at people my age too. People have no clue how to make a PowerPoint, change your home search engine, zoom in zoom out on pages, how to copy paste, how to print, and will even type Google in the Google search bar. These are basic skills everyone should have nowadays. Computer literacy is the right term. We are approaching a world where without those skills you are about as useful in the working world as somebody who is not literate, aka can't read. I'd say we're in that world already just about. If you don't have computer literacy, you're at a massive disadvantage in our modern world. It's scary when your mother calls you out on your own CSS. Control, Shift, Escape brings up Task Manager immediately, unlike Control, Alt, Delete. Also on Chrome, if you accidentally close a tab, Control+Shift+T will reopen it for you. Continuing to press T would reopen every tab you've closed for that session. Alt-Tab is your best friend if you want to do anything funny, or it is the quickest way to move from one application to another. Yes, one Excel spreadsheet open, one Reddit session open. When the boss comes by, Alt+Tab makes it look like you were surfing Reddit, when everyone knows you were working on a spreadsheet. Edit, wow, my first award ever. Thank you, anonymous stranger. Can't have the whole office thinking you're some kind of nerd. Are you on Microsoft Word and then realize you are typing in all caps? Highlight the text you want changed and press Shift+F3. Control-Shift-A cycles through uppercase, lowercase, first letter capitalized. How to manage tabs and know when you don't need 50 of them open at once. If you think I bought 32 gigs of RAM for games, you're insane. The easiest way to exit Vim is to restart your computer. Edit, thanks for the awards and upvote smile. In extreme cases, cut the power to your entire building for 10 seconds. In even more extreme cases, the entire substation area. Once I was struggling to shut off Vim, long story short, my nearest power station has surprisingly lax security.